let us carry on. This time we're going to manage the Kubernetes Helm chart. Back to our terminal. Here we go. And we already have access to the Kubernetes Helm chart. Why? Because I already have the full tarball for the no-name platform, right? The 32820. So generally speaking, you do not need the tarball to access Kubernetes, but it comes bundled. The Kubernetes Helm chart comes bundled with uh, the tarball, right? So generally speaking, if you're doing this for production work, actual work, you're only going to get the Kubernetes chart. It's a lot smaller. They're tiny as compared to these. I don't know how many, 85 megabytes or gigabytes, whatever that number is, right? So yeah, they're tiny. But we already have this file present in our VM, so we can get everything we need out of it. Okay. All right. Um, create a folder. Call it temporary because you can wipe it out whenever you're done. Let's navigate under that folder and let's untar, extract verbosely a file that happens to be zipped. Parent folder, oops, parent folder, no name online 32820. Okay, so just untar it. It's going to take a few seconds to untar. After all, there's quite a few of information within it. Give it a few more seconds. It's almost done. There you go. All right, and the file that the folder we're interested in is the Kubernetes folder, right? It's right. Where are you? Right here, Kubernetes. Okay. So if I do a tree Kubernetes and I get the structure for the Kubernetes folder, you see there's tons of files, right? Tons of files, quite a few. Okay. So that's what we need. Okay. Where do we place all that? All right. I have the Kubernetes file. Where do we place it? So that the next person who's going to pick up from us knows where those files are. And this is standard for installing the no-name platform, right? You need to place it somewhere that is known to everybody that works with the no-name platform, and that location is /opt, right? So we need a new folder. We need a new folder. And again, I'm going to use sudo right now to create a folder because I cannot. I'm still the no-name user, right? So I need to be root to create the folder. Okay. So sudo mkdir create a folder opt no name. Okay. And again, if you know anything about Unix, you know /opt, you place all third-party applications. If you want to place, if you have access to a source and you like to compile, you place it under user local. Okay, user local. That's pretty much a very old standard. /opt is the more appropriate for our no-name platform. No name is the folder name, and we're going to create the folder. Again, we're switching user, so we need to provide the password. It's the same exact password when you logged in into the VM. Capital N, no name, capital T, training, one exclamation. Okay, so capital N, no name, capital T, training, one exclamation. It's the same exact password. Okay, and we should have the folder already created. Okay, I can do an ls-lav/opt. Here's the folder. The problem with this is now it's owned by root. I do not want it to be owned by root. I want it to be owned by the user no name. Okay, so how do we do it? Sudo chown, change ownership. Do it recursively, and again, I don't have to use recursively because that no name folder has no files within it, but hey, you learned something extra. No name, it's the user. Ubuntu is the default group. /opt/no name. And again, you don't have to type the commands like I do. Your manual has all the commands present. You just can go into that PDF and just copy and paste commands if you like. Up to you, right? I'm teaching. I prefer to type down things. It slows me down a little bit, gives you more time to complete and be at the same spot like I am. Okay, so let's change ownership. And if I rerun that ls-lav, and again, if you use your arrows, you can go back in history. You can re-execute commands that you executed in the past. So I want to do this command, and you will see now the owner is no name Ubuntu, and we don't need to be bothered with sudo anymore, right? Okay, now we need to copy recursively the contents of Kubernetes under opt no name, like that. Okay, and right now, all the files, they're under /opt/no name. Okay. The next thing I like to do is I like to move to the top folder. And again, remember, if I do another tree ns, all these files, there's a bunch of files, student files, that I have created that facilitate our installation of the no-name platform. The last two, training no name, helm.yaml, training remote helm.yaml, these are files that will help us set up our configuration specific for our K3D cluster, right? For installing the no-name platform in the K3D cluster. Okay. So this training no name.helm.yaml, it's the override file. I need to place it somewhere that is also accessible from for the next person who's going to work on my cluster. So I'm going to take this file. Again, generally speaking, in the production environment, you will be creating this file right from scratch. For my end, I already have most of the information that I need, and I just need to copy and paste it inside the corresponding folder, right? Makes our job easier, less error prone. So copy under the current folder, ns302, files, training, no name, helm, and I'm going to place it under opt no name, like that. Okay. All right, so we located our Kubernetes Helm package. We moved the files in an appropriate location. We located the override file, or at least the skeleton of our override file, and we placed it under /opt/no name so that the next person who's going to work, going to pick up from us and continue our work, knows where the information are at. Okay, good. And with this, my good people, we're done with this section. Good job, everybody.